Okay, moving on into part 2 of geometric shapes. We did the triangle. Now we're going to look at complemental and supplemental angles. Remember, we did that just before we started this. We talked about what this all means. So let's read the problem first. Find the measure of an angle such that the sum of its supplement and 3 times its complement is 360 degrees. Okay, so let's analyze that. First of all, let's draw a picture. What is complemental angles and what are supplemental angles? So let's look at that picture of this. First of all, remember, complemental angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees, right? So the angle is what we're talking about. Find the measure of an angle. So this is the angle right here, and we're going to label that one X. So I'm going to write down here angle. My angle is my variable X, just like we always, when we don't know what it is, we're going to label it X, okay? Now, the rest of this is what's called the complemental angle, okay? So this whole thing is 90 degrees. So this part of it is what? 90 degrees minus this much of it, right? So this is 90 degrees minus X. So that's the complemental angle. So my complemental angle, and I'm going to write compl for short, is 90 minus X. Good job. Now, it also says the word supplemental, so now we're going to add the supplemental angle on by extending this line in a straight line, because remember the 2 angles that add up to 180 degrees, which is half a circle, is your supplemental angles. So this one from here to here is your supplemental angle. If the whole thing is 180 degrees, it's 180 degrees minus that part, right? So that's 180 degrees minus X. So my supplemental angle is equal to 180 degrees minus X. Now, see, we're all labeled our angle, our complement, and our supplement. Now, let's go back and look at this problem again. It says, find the measure of the angle, which is right here, such that the sum, so that tells me we're going to have an addition problem, the sum of what? The supplement, so we'll put supple down for supplement, and 3 times the complement. So there's that 3 times is that multiplication. It's complement, so we're going to put compl down for the complement. Do shortcuts. And what is it going to equal? Remember, this is here is almost always going to indicate equal. So that's your equals 360 degrees. Okay, now going back. Again, let's look. We have to look at what supplement is. The supplement is what? In our labeling, yeah, you got it. It's right, 180 minus X. So we're going to put that in for that one. Plus 3 times, what's the complement? Come back to your labeling. What's it say? 90 minus X, or look at the picture. Either way, 90 minus X equals 360. Okay, now, just like in anything, we can look at this. It's not simplified enough because we have a distributive property here. So our first step is going to be to do that distributive property. So 180 minus X plus 3 times 90 is 270 minus, because that's a negative X, so 3 times a negative 1X is a negative 3X, or minus 3X equals 360. Now remember, like terms, because there's no other thing to simplify now except to combine those like terms. Let's look first at the numbers. 180, 270. Those are the first 2 like terms. It's an addition. 180 plus 270 is going to be what? Well, 0. 7 plus 8 is 15. Carry my 1. 450. Okay? And now let's look at the other one. Minus X plus a minus 3X, or minus X minus 3X. Same sign, guys. Minus 1. Let's remember that that 1 is invisible, but we can put it in there to help us. Minus 1X minus 3X Same sign, so they add each other together. They're on the same team, and it keeps that sign because the team is negative. So it's a minus 4x is equal to 360, okay? Now, just like in the other, what are we isolating? You're right. That term that has the x in it, so that minus 4x has to be isolated. That means we have to move this one first. Eliminate this, make it 0. It's a positive even though it's not written, so it's a minus 450 and a minus 450 over here. Those zero out, and we're left with the minus 4x is equal to what? Well, I don't do subtraction when the bottom one is bigger than the top one, so I'm going to have to flip it over. 450 minus 360, that's going to be 0, 315, making 9. But the sign of my number farther from 0 is the negative. So this is a minus 90. And now finally, I get to divide by my negative 4 and do the same over here because the opposite of that multiplication is division, and it has to be the exact same number, guys. I can't drop that negative off. I've got to keep it. That becomes a positive 1, leaving x is equal to what? Well, let's see. That's not going to go in evenly, is it? Can't. Do I have a mistake somewhere? Because I'm expecting even angles, 3 times its complement. Did I miswrite the problem? No, I didn't. Well, we'll work it out anyway. I bet I miscopied it from the book, and I don't have the book with me. Be sure that works. You know, I do that too. I miscopy really bad, guys, and I printed it out. So anyhow, we'll go ahead and solve it. So 4 goes into 90 degrees, goes 2, 8, 10. That's going to go 4 into 10 is 2, making 8 and a 2, and bring down another 0 after the decimal, and that's 5. Oh, 22.5 degrees, 22.5 degrees. That's not a nice number, but we're going to go with it anyway. So what's my angle? That's right, 22.5 degrees. And you know what? That's what they ask for, isn't it? Find the measure of an angle. So we don't need to do anything else about the substitution because they don't want to know the complement. Neither do they want to know the supplement. They only want to know the angle itself. So we've answered their question. Remember that. Answer the question they ask for. Good. We'll get this down. Good job. Bye.